Well, the story starts in Senkwe Primary School near the town of Mafeking, South Africa. Senkwe is one of about 15 chiefly rural or suburban schools the teens had the chance to visit. Most schools like Senkwe have several hundred kids in the student body, and most of those kids walk dirt roads coming from tin shacks. Pretty much the obvious things stand out. Schools don't have electricity, schoolrooms are hot, run-down, crowded, and at best rudimentary. The curriculum is the standard math, science, English, social studies, and whatever tribal language is spoken. The authority the teachers wield is pervasive and effective. It's demonstrated in how students respond to them and stay well disciplined in such a crowded environment. Also of note is how underdeveloped many kids look due to chronic malnutrition. You've got adolescents barely measuring 4 feet tall. Kids are in uniforms, which is compulsory for everyone attending public schools, and kids pay for them, which is a little ironic given very few can afford them, let alone afford food. So uniforms are typically handed down and worn for years on end. And yet, despite the sign of abject poverty, the kids are happy. They're just as apt to be staring into space daydreaming as they are to be wrestling around on the ground. They're kids. They're made of rubber. But therein lies a great paradox. Childhood innocence, especially when it's set against devastation much deeper than poverty alone. In communities all across South Africa, over 1,000 people die every day from AIDS. In fact, more people die of AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa than in all other world regions combined. There are 1.2 million AIDS orphans in South Africa, and their number grows at a staggering rate. In real terms, line up 18 school buses end to end and fill them with orphans, and that's your 24-hour count of new orphans every day.
One glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when
The numbers began to make sense when we visited a bunch of families all within about 20 yards of each other. An old woman we visited lost her 21-year-old daughter and is now saddled with the grandkids. One father was with his 6 kids. Their mother, literally just hours before, got sent to the hospital. 3 houses down, 4 kids look on as we pray for their mother, who's rail thin, emaciated, sweating, in late stages AIDS. That's 3 families and the spatial equivalent of an American cul-de-sac. Suddenly, what you're doing as a missionary takes on a totally different dimension.
Thank you, told you how God is wonderful. So this is the end of the chapter of this day, not the end of the chapter of the Lord. So we say we are very privileged. We thank you. We know that it's a sacrifice to leave your place, to stay with us, to work with young kids. So we say thank you, and we wish that the good Lord who has been blessing you all the time will continue to bless you. Thank you very much.